All right. Thank you everyone for joining Digital Minds webinar on email security. Just a little housekeeping up front. The presentation should last around 20 minutes with 10 minutes for questions at the end if there are any. There is a chat feature in your lower right-hand corner that I'll be monitoring, so feel free to send any questions throughout the webinar. All attendees are in listen-only mode. This webinar is being recorded and will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So be sure to stay on to the end, and we'll send everyone who came today a $5 Starbucks gift card, some coffee on us. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Jordan Knipp. I'm Digital Minds Marketing Manager. I'm the one that's sending out the emails and newsletters. And then our speaker today is Mike Bush, who most of you all know. And with that, I'll let him take it away.
Thank you, Jordan. As always, we appreciate everyone's time, and we value your time. We'll keep this straight and to the point, and hopefully add a little tidbit of something to you that you can take away. And with that, we want to start off with how to keep your email private. And so in the simplest terms, let's move right on. So why encrypt your email? Well, in the simplest form, is sending unencrypted email is like sending a postcard versus a sealed envelope. If for some reason, like all our Exchange servers are going to send out as secure, however, if the recipient server does not honor secure connections and have not been set up to be secure, then we're going to try to deliver the email no matter what. So a lot of providers are that way, and so because they want to make sure that email is being delivered. So if you are in a compliance requirement, then you're going to need something more from that. So what would happen in this situation, what I just described, is it's going to be delivered, but it's going to be unencrypted. Meaning, so if for some reason someone was in between those connections, they could read the quote packets and potentially look at your email there. So with that, we want to, you should try to encrypt. In most cases, most emails are going to be encrypted, but one of those things, if you follow in compliance or you want to know they're always encrypted no matter what, and you want to know some other information about has it been delivered, it's there, if there's any kind of again compliance that holds up that you need to confirm for that user. So if you're delivering some taxes to a client or some agreements, that legal documents and like that, you want to make sure that they get there. So you want to make sure they're encrypted there, and those attachments will be have the capability, and they can't get into it. They're going to have the recipient has the key to be able to get to those. So there's 4 practices for email security that really everyone really needs to follow, even if you don't have a standalone email encryption. One is you want to create strong email passwords, and there's another technology called multi-factor authentication, and that's where you have a like a little key fob that's generating additional codes, or it actually would be sending a code to log into your mobile phone. That's a way of doing it now. You want to keep your web browser clear. So if you're using webmail and those type of things, and it's just another way of kind of things kind of getting into your environment. Then just obviously, as I said, you want to make sure your email is encrypted. And so if you suspect that you're emailing someone and you're going to be emailing them a secure document, it would be a best practice to ask them and then have them confirm on their end that their server receives encrypted emails through a TLS type technology is what it does. In creating a strong password, the longer you make it, there's a little tidbit of if you have a password that is 14 characters or greater, Microsoft does not cache it on your computer, and it's even harder to be able to break. One of the methodologies we use, and we find it easier for our clients, is we take two words, we capitalize the first letter, and put an ASCII character between it, and put two numbers in the end. And it's very easy for end users to use, and it will pass and be seen as strong on any system that you put it on. You want to create different passwords for every account. I know that's a pain, but the last thing you would want is to use, a real strong password, and that strong password gets cracked somehow, but then they have the keys to everything you own, just that one password. So that's just another level of protection for you. And then change your password every 6 months as an extra precaution. If you fall under HIPAA or Sarbanes-Oxley and some other things like that, then you're going to, from a mandatory compliance, you're going to have to be doing that anyway. So your IT firm would want to try to enforce that for you. On that multi-factor identification, it requires, I mentioned to you, you can either carry a key fob with you on your keychain, and you use those 6-digit characters to, you would log in with your normal password, username and password, then you would have to use those 6-digit characters, or what would be texted to you on your phone as an additional PIN code. Right now, these capabilities are, with other companies right now, you can do that, and it's commonplace. Digital Minds can offer multi-factor authentication to clients too. Keep your browser clear. One of the things we do as a service with our clients is we do that in the background for them, clearing their browser cache for them on a regular maintenance basis. So if you're not a client of ours here, this is an opportunity for us to help you there, or at least be doing this on a regular basis just to keep your system clean, and actually you're performing a lot better than doing it that way. And it gets all those cookies, because the users out there, the manufacturers of this different tracking technology, they're tracking you through the cookies and all the metadata that's in your browser. So if you don't clear it, then they're going to start building up history on you, and you'll get targeted ads and those type of things showing up. What we'd like to do is just quickly go through, and we'll also be handing this out at the end of this. You can, as far as you can have this for your own self to clear your own browser cache. And so with clearing Internet Explorer browser cache is pretty straightforward. You would click on the dot in the upper right hand corner, and then click on settings, and you choose what you want to clear, and you clear your browsing history, cookies, and cache data and files, and click clear. You do the same thing. You also have a mode in all the browsers called private browsing. It's a feature that if you want to go to a place and you don't want to save anything, you turn that on and do it, it will do that. So that's one of the options that you can do. For clearing with Firefox, you can just follow these procedures, do Firefox and then preferences, and then you can have it, or with Firefox you can always have it clear it when you exit out of Firefox for you. Or you can set it on the retention how long you want to do it, or you can manually do it. So you can say, I want to clear all history, I want to clear the last hour, last day, so you can do those things with Safari. So it allows you to do those things pretty easily. It allows you to not collect all this data in there, because after a period of time it'll start building up, and it takes longer for the web browser to come up and process it also. So like I mentioned, Safari has a private browsing mode also, and you can go through there, and again, it won't save any settings or any cookies. And the reason you would want to allow that is because some sites do require you to have cookies and information to be put, or they won't allow you to have the full functionality of the site. So it really depends on where you're going. In encrypting your email, you want to, we talk about methodologies of changing your passwords and doing your clearing your browser, and then also having good, strong passwords. But you want to make sure, if you are going to be sending to users, that I mentioned early on, that do they support encryption or not? Because if you think you may be sending it encrypted, but it may not be encrypted. So again, check with the recipient of their email, making sure that their servers respect that. That would just be, that's normally built into all email. But if there's situations where you say, I need to make sure I know it's always encrypted, then that's where there's some solutions out there. We actually have two solutions, and one is we've mentioned before is DMI Sync. You can send files securely to clients through download links, and you can also tell when they've downloaded, uploaded things, and you can send very large files with them. And you can do collaborative work with multiple people with DMI Sync. If you just want pure email encryption, then we have DMI CyberPost Pro, and it has a lot of functionality. It's got a built-in toolbar within Outlook on the Windows side, and it does have Mac support too. But you can actually see, you can put what they call time to live values on those. So we'll get into that here a bit more here. But first, on DMI Sync, you can store all your files encrypted. It meets all the HIPAA requirements. You can send those secure links to people outside your organization, and you can, well, we've done it numerous times. We work with other clients on, we've worked projects with it, and we're all working on the same documents. People from all over the country and trying to move a project forward, and it works out very well in doing that. And they don't even have to have a DMI Sync account. All the data is encrypted on the servers, and it's, as they say, it's encrypted at rest. The other product we mentioned is the DMI CyberPost Pro. It is true mailbox to mailbox encryption, and what's unique about it is, and you can kind of do this with the DMI Sync too. You can say you can limit it to one download, but with CyberPost Pro, if you email it from you to 3 other people, you can carry on that conversation with those 3 people. But if one of those 3 people try to forward it to someone outside that conversation, they'll get the email, but they won't be able to see the information because they're not authorized. So all recipients have to be authorized. They'll go through an account setup. And so you know that's going to be true end-to-end communications. And CyberPost Pro meets all the regulatory. You can actually get a true delivery slip, meaning that it has been delivered, and there's no question about it. Then it is in that inbox. You can also set after 15 days you want that email. If they haven't responded to it or whatever, you can have it automatically be removed also. So you can have a recall capability and removal. What's the beauty of CyberPost Pro is it allows you to you can use it with email hosted by DMI. You can use it with any type of email host. It works with Outlook and Windows and Mac agents. It does have an Windows Outlook toolbar built into it, so it aids with it. The Mac one has an agent on there that integrates in with the web portal and allows you to send that way. And we have both Windows and Mac users, and they both work very well. Just a little bit different experience being a Mac user versus a Windows user. The beauty of it is both DMI Sync and CyberPost Pro both have mobile devices, mobile agents that allow you to send your emails in files that way too. So you don't have to be in the office. You can do it right from your iPhone, your Android phone, also tablet. So just some case studies that we had. We had a financial client who, their challenge was to send emails to clients and confirm delivery. In this case, they were trying to send financial and tax information, and so we looked at what their needs, and they're using CyberPost Pro, and been working very well for them. In the case of a healthcare client, to meet HIPAA requirements, you have to have secure communications, and the emails, they're emailing both patients and physicians, and they wanted to make sure they were confirmed on those. In their case, they had some large files, and so we're using a combination of both the CyberPost Pro and DMI Sync. With email, you're still going to be limited to your provider's maximum email size that you can send out. And so if that's the case, then that's if you're sending out large information, or you want to do some collaboration and keep a bunch of files that the users can have access to at all time, that's where the DMI Sync will really shine and do very well. In this case, like we said, we used both the combination to fill that challenge and exceeded that then. We had a video production client who needed to communicate with the Department of Defense, and that communication was required by the DoD to be encrypted. So they approached us and said, absolutely, we can get you all set up on that. And they were all Mac users, and set it all up, and it worked very well. So those are some case studies and some little tidbits as far as if you're going to send email, and just keep your email secure and clean. And but if you need that extra to really know that you're sending secure information out, then that's where products like our DMI Sync and DMI CyberPost Pro can assist your companies on that. So with that, I'll hand it back to Jordan and let her wrap things up for us.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Be looking in your inbox for a $5 Starbucks gift card. Be sure to check your spam box. Sometimes they end up there, but it's not spam. Following the webinar, a short questionnaire will pop up, and we'd love it if you'd give us some feedback on that. We want to continually make these webinars better for you. And I don't see any questions. So with that, thank you again for coming. We'll be sending the link out afterwards of the recording if you're interested in rewatching it or forwarding it on to some other coworkers. And next month we'll be having a guest speaker, and it'll be a really exciting webinar. So be sure to look out for that. And I think it's one that you'll really enjoy. So thank you again for coming today. We really appreciate it. And we'll hope to see you next month.